Sorry, my lord. Okay. Thank you. So we ended up at Phosphorus when you left. That means that's when you ceased your escort.
Siqinesi sefolklore lawa wahamba khona kusho ukuthi ke lawa wagcina khona ukuphelezela umsolo.
So you did not go to Villare?
No, my lord.
Villare, where he was. Sorry, to Pretoria. Mort.
So ushita uzangu ePretoria what?
On the 24th, my lord.
On the day you left Mokgoatlheng, the suspect, in Phosphorus court.
No, my lord.
Ngaleli langa owashiya khona uMokgoatlheng nomsolwa ePhosphorus court.
Sorry?
No, my lord.
Athi cha,
You did not go there.
No, my lord.
cha ngizange ngiye la.
So, all right, I was told that you are a very trusted somebody. It's fine.
Ngizwile ke kuthiwa wethembekile ayikulungile.
Let's get now into the condition as per the person was escorting. The condition of accused number 2. In your own assessment, when you looked at him, was he a normal someone?
Njengoba ke kokuwena umphelezela ngicela ukubuza ke ngesimo sikamsolo sibili ukuthi nje wena kumbheka waye umuntu osesimene sejwayelekile.
Yes, my lord.
That is correct.
That's fair.
Sorry madam. Kunjani?
So, do you remember during the process of escorting on all these days that we have mentioned, do you remember taking the suspect, accused number 1, to a medical practitioner?
Manje ngasonke isikhathi la ukuphelezela khona usakhumbula uhambisa umsolo oqala umyesa kwabezempilo?
No, my lord. As accused number 1, I only met him on the 5th of June in Alberton.
Hayi cha akaze kwenzeke ngoba umsola wesibili ngahlala naye ngomhla ka-5 kuJune eAlberton.
All right.
Sorry, is it accused number 1 or 2?
It's accused number, sorry.
The counsel referred to accused number 1, my lord.
Oh, is that so?
Sorry, I beg your pardon, my lord. Accused number 2. I'm still dealing with accused number 2. I beg your pardon, my lord.
Ngicela ukulungisa lapho ngenze iphutha bengikhuluma ngomsolo wesibili.
So, medical attention for accused number 2. No, my lord.
Cha ngizange ngimise kwabezempilo umsolo wesibili.
All right, even before a confession was taken, you never came across any information that he was ever taken to a medical attention.
No, my lord.
Noma ka engakadlumi icala why anizange ngimise kwabezempilo awuzange uzwe nje ukuthintwa ukuthi wayiswa kwezempilo athi cha.
We'll get back to relevant questions. Let's get into accused number 1.
Ayesibuyele ke umsolo oqala.
Were you present when he was arrested?
Wakhona yini ngesikhathi eboshwa?
No, my lord.
Athi cha.
If the accused person says you were present with a lot of Metropolis officers at Tembisa in Vusumuzi section, he will be telling the lies.
Manje umethi ke umsolo wake wena ukhona namaphoyisa akwametro amaningi eThembisa endaweni ekuthiwa section ebizwa ngokuthi iVusumuzi uzobe qamba bangayini?
That's correct, my lord.
Uzobe kunjani?
Do you know when was he arrested? Which
Uyazi
day?
ukuthi waboshwa nini?
Which day?
No, my lord.
Cha ngilazi la ngaboshwa ngalo.
Accused will tell the court that he was arrested on the 30th of May 2020 in your presence.
Uzothi umsolo waboshwa mhla 13 kuMay ngo-2020 wena ukhona?
No, my lord, I was not there.
Cha ngangingekho.
All right. At what stage then you appeared to be escorting accused number 1?
Manje kwaqala
From the first time.
ukuphelezela umsolo oqala okokuqala.
The first time, my lord, was on the 5th of June 2020 for the pointing out.
Wathi ke kwakuwumhla ka5 kuJune 2020 kuya kukhomba khomba.
Can you see now the relevance of a logbook?
Yabona ukuthi yini umsebenzi walogbook?
I do, my lord.
Wathi yebo ngiyawazi.
The court, let me just put it this way. It would be much easier for the court to be convinced that on this particular day and time, this is the event that took place, if that was recorded in writing.
Uzoba lula ukuthi inkantolo yazi ukuthi ngela ngathi zokwenzekana uma ubeyiqoshwe phansi kubhaliwe.
I agree, my lord.
Ngiyavumelana nalokho.
Because at this stage we've got conflicting versions. Your testimony versus the version of accused number 1.
Manje ngoba yabonakala ukuthi sekukhona izinto ezehlukile ubufakazi bakho naloko kushiwo umsolo oqala.
Nonetheless, let's proceed. You said on the 30th when he was arrested you were not present.
That's correct, my lord.
Uthe wena wawungekho ngesikhathi eboshwa athi yebo.
All right, according to your knowledge, because I can see you've been interacting with Brigadier Gininda, Mohane, and Mabena and the likes. Do you know if accused number 1 was arrested with a warrant?
Uyazi ke wena mhlawumbe ukuthi umsolo oqala waboshwa kune warrant.
I do not know, my lord.
Cha ngikwazi lo.
But that could have came into your attention. I'm not pushing you to answer that, but that could have came into your attention as a police officer.
Kambe lokho bengingafika endlebeni zakho njengephoyisa.
It's possible, my lord.
Athi ngenzeka.
The relevance of escorting. Accused number 1, like you have testified about accused number 2. When accused number 1 was arrested by the Metro Police officer, Mabena, Mohane, and others, he was found at Tembisa in Vusumuzi section in company of his 2 friends.
Sola ke uqala mesezoboshwa uMabhena noMkhane watholakala esendaweni esethembisa nabangani bakhe ababili endaweni ekuthiwa seVusumuzi.
He was in company, they were actually standing in a particular yard, not in a place where accused number 1 is residing.
Wathi ke babeme endaweni ethize eshethe egcikeni elithize hayi la ehlala khona.
Then they were approached by Metro Police officers
Bese kufika amaphoyisa asemetro
who ordered them to lie down.
abafike ke batshela ukuthi balale phansi.
And they were asked, or accused number 1 was asked his name by the Metro Police officers, and you were present.
Nje umsola oqala ke wabuzwa igama lakhe ebuzwa amaphoyisa asemetro futhi nawe ukhona.
I was not present, my lord.
Ngingekho.
Yes. Gave them his full names, and they asked him where was he coming from, originally from. He said from Mahlabatini.
bambuza igama lakhe basebembuza ukuthi uvela apha sethi hayi mina ngiphuma le kwa emahlabathini.
I do not know, my lord. Oh, continue.
He was handcuffed
Wafa
From behind.
kuzankosi
from behind
befakwa ngemumva.
and he was lifted up
Bamqubula
with the handcuffs,
bafakile ovu zankosi.
and they told him that he was under arrest.
Bamtshela ukuthi useboshiwe.
He also denied it.
Ngiyaphika nalokho.
Yes, my lord, I was not present.
Yebo ngiyaphika ngangingekho.
Then he was asked as to where does he reside.
Wayese kuyabuzwa ukuthi uhlala.
He showed them the place and they asked him as to who does he stay with.
Babakhombisa leyo ndawo baseyambuza futhi ukuthi uhlala nobani.
He said he stays with his uncle.
Sethi uhlala nomalume wakhe.
They then took him to the place where he resides.
Base bemthatha bemisa la ehlala khona.
All these officers, including him, and the uncle was not found.
Na wonke la maphoyisa nawo ukhona kodwa kumalume abazange bamthola.
He was then, they kicked the door, they opened the door by kicking it,
Base bekhahlela isicapha
and he was told to change his clothing because
base ketshelwa ukuthi akashintshe lokho ayigqokile.
do you know that?
Yakwazi
No, my lord.
cha angikwazi.
They then took him to a motor vehicle, the cars that we were traveling with.
Base bemthatha bemisa kulezi moto nanihamba ngazo.
Then he was taken to another place called Tabong.
Wayesethathwa ke isa kwenye indawo kuthiwa iselithabungu.
It's a municipality area.
Kuthiwa ila kwamasipala.
Around the place, that's where the issue of assault commenced. He was beaten, he was choked with a plastic bag, and asked to tell the truth about the death of Senzimeni.
Ila iqala khona ke ukushaya washawa wafakwa ovala nobuso ikhanda balifaka into ethize ukumshopha and ila iqala khona ke ukuthi uphoqelela ukuthi akhulume iqiniso mayelana nokushona kukaSenzimeni.
My instruction is that he was told, he was asked as to who was with at the time Senzo was killed.
Manje wabuzwa ngaleso sikhathi ukuthi wayenobani ngalesi sikhathi uSenzo bulama.
He denied that. He said no, he has no knowledge even now. He denied his involvement in the death of Senzo.
Waphika ngaleso sikhathi wathi akanalwazi namanje usaqhubeka uyaphika ukuthi akanalwazi lokuthi wabulawa ubani uSenzo.
Do you know anything about that?
Khona ulwaziyo ngalokho?
No, my lord.
Cha angazi lutho.
Thereafter, he was transported to Vosloorus.
Wakwalokho ke wasethwala ke isa eVosloorus.
To the same area, I mean municipality area.
Sinisela khona lapha endaweni yekamasipala.
Where you, in a plural, insisted that he should tell the truth.
Lapho ke nina enafika khona nagcizelela ukuthi akakhulumi iqiniso.
But he vehemently denied the allegations or
Manje
any
ke
knowledge thereof.
kodwa ke waphika ke lokho ayebuzwa ngakho.
Do you have any knowledge of?
Khona ulwazi
No,
lolo?
my lord.
Cha angazi lutho.
After that assault in Vosloorus, After that incident, he was then taken to Soweto.
Emva kwaleso sigameko wasethathwa ke eyiswa eSoweto.
Were you also present?
Wawukhona lapho nawe?
No, my lord.
Cha, angekho.
In Deep Kloof police station. He did not know that he was at Deep Kloof police station until he arrived there, until he was told that he was at.
Wayengazi ukuthi ulethwe esikhumulweni samapholisa saseDeep Kloof uyofika ke esetshela ukuthi eseboshiwe ukuthi usesikhumulweni samapholisa saseDeep Kloof.
No, my lord, I was never at Deep Kloof police station.
Cha ngikaze ngibe sesikhumulweni samapholisa saseDeep Kloof.
According to the description of the office that he was held in, it had no roof on top, but the sort of a fence, a safe like.
Uthi ke umeyichaza ke le ndawo uthi yayingenalo uphahla kodwa ke kwakukhona into enjengocingo olulapha ngaphezulu.
That he was further assaulted in that.
Wathi ke kuleyo ndawo nakhona kwaqhubeka ukuthi ashaye.
I have no knowledge of that, my lord.
Cha nginalo ulwazi lwalokho.
Then, when Colonel Mboto entered, the assault stopped.
Athi uma sengena lapho Colonel Mboto
The assault stopped.
kwase kuyama ke ukuthi ashaye.
Then Colonel Mboto showed the accused the documents that was ordered to sign.
Manje uKolonel Mboto wasemkhombisa ke umsolwa amaphepha la efanele ke awasayini.
Otherwise, if it does not do that, they'll carry on with the assault.
Manje kuma ngakwenzi ke lo wamcala wona kwakuyoqhutsheka ngokuthi ashaye.
I was not at Deep Kloof, my lord.
Cha ngangekho eDeep Kloof.
Immediately after that, accused number 1 was forced to sign those documents.
Emva kwaloko umsolo oqala wasephoqelelwa ukusayinda lamaphepha.
I have no knowledge of that, my lord.
Cha anginalo ulwazi lwalokho.
Thereafter, he was taken to Villere police station.
Taken to?
To Villere police station.
Manje wasesuswa ke ngaleso sikhathi kwayiswa esikhumulweni samapholisa saseValeria.
I have no knowledge of that, my lord.
Anginalo ulwazi lwalokho.
All right, he was booked in. I'll give you the exact time and the days in which he was booked in and out.
Ngizokutshela ukuthi wafa nini wasekhishwa nini la.
May I approach the case number 1?
Yes.
Thank you, madam. On the 5th of June 2020,
Umhla 5 kuJune 2020
accused number 1 was booked out from Villere police station
solo wakhishwa eValeria police station
to Fort Lawrence,
eyiswa ke endaweni yaseFort Lawrence.
and he was also, that's why he was beaten again.
Futhi ke washaywa.
You were present,
So ukhona.
and it's your evidence that You first saw him on the 5th of June.
And futhi ke nawe ubufakazi bakho ukuthi waqala umbona ngomhla ka5 kuJune.
I was present on the 5th of June, my lord, at Alberton Police Station.
Angekhona ngomhla ka5 kuJune kodwa ngayesesikhumulweni samaphoyisa sase-Alberton.
So in other words, you were not present at the time he was booked out from Villera Police Station.
Ngamanye amagama kusho ukuthi ungekho ngesikhathi ezokhishwa ke eValeria Police Station.
That's correct, my lord. We met Sergeant Mokgoatlheng at Alberton SCPS.
Kunjalo ngasahlangana noSergeant Mokgoatlheng esesikhumulweni samaphoyisa sase-Alberton.
All right. So my question is, if you were not present, there was no need for an escort from Villera to Alberton as per your evidence.
Manje usho ukuthi uma wawungekho ke kusho ukuthi wangadingeki ukuthi aphelezele usuke eValeria ese-Alberton njengokubeka kwakho.
There was a need, my lord.
Cha sasikhona isidingo.
Why was he not escorted?
Yini indawo ke engaphelezelwanga?
I'm sure he was escorted, my lord.
Nginesiqiniseko sokuthi waphelezelwa.
All right. By who?
Phelezelwa bani?
I'm sure. By who? Do you know?
Njengoba uthi unesiqiniseko usho ukuthi wayephelezelwa bani?
I don't know who escorted the suspect on the day, my lord, but there are also other police members that could have conducted it, my lord.
Angazi ukuthi ubani owamphelezelana lelo langa kodwa ngiyazi ukuthi khona amanye amaphoyisa bengakwazi ukuthi angakwenza lokho.
Okay. So those police could also be trusted by Brigadier Beninda like yourself.
Usho ukuthi la maphoyisa naye thenjwa uBrigadier Beninda njengoba ethemba wena.
That would be on the brigadier's discretion, my lord.
Hayi ke lokho kungale ndlela abona ngayo uBrigadier.
Okay. My version is that the accused version is that on the 5th, when he was taken to Fort Loras, after having been assaulted, he was then taken to Fort Loras to Alberton Police Station.
Manje umsona indlela echaza ngayo ukuthi ngomhla 5 ese engakayiswa eFort Loras ila ashawa khona. No, sorry, can you please repeat this? I
Yes.
seem to be missing something.
Yeah. From Villera to Fort Loras on the 5th of June 2020.
Suke eValeria uke Fort Loras ngomhla June 2020.
Assaulted at Fort Loras,
Washawa eFort Loras.
taken to Alberton Police Station,
Wayeseyiswa ke eAlberton Police Station.
kept in the cells.
Wasegcinwe emaseleni.
That's where you featured Mr. Jonathan
Ilawo wavela khona.
On
at the
our,
police station in Alberton, as per your evidence.
Njengoba usushilo kwabonakala esikhumulweni samaphoyisa sase-Alberton.
yes, my lord. On our arrival at the police station, we met with Sergeant Mokgoatlheng.
Yebo ke mase sifika lapho epolice station sahlangana noSergeant Mokgoatlheng.
We were standing outside of the CSC,
Sase ngaphandle ke kwe-CNC.
and he mentioned that the suspect is inside the holding cell, my lord.
Wabe sephawula ukuthi umsolo ungaphakathi emaseleni.
So you did not see the suspect inside the cells.
Usho ukuthi nginanzani bambona umsolo engaphakathi emaseleni.
No, my lord.
Cha sange sikubona.
How did you ascertain yourself who the person to be escorted if you did not bother to know the person to be escorted?
Manje nina nazi kanjani ukuthi ubani lo fanele aphelezelwe uma ningazange nisihluphe ngokuzama ukufuna ukwazi ukuthi ubani lo ayezophelezelwa.
My lord, the details associating to the suspect was not disclosed to us, as we were only required to conduct the escort.
Manje ke imininingwane yokuthi ubani lo ayezophelezelwa izange sitshelwe yona ngoba thina nje okwethu nje kwakuyophelezela okuthiwa aphelezela.
There's evidence that is recorded before this court by Colonel Khatebe that upon his arrival, you were inside the CSC, which is next to the cells where accused number 1 was kept.
So ke umakhulu ufazi obletho uGadebe lana buthi nina nabonala nise duze kwebases la ebekwe khona umsoko.
And it is per his evidence that you were in a better position to see, or you were in a better, accused number one was in a position to see the presence of the metropolis because it was a small office.
So ke hayi umsolo ekwazi ukubona ukuthi kwakhona amaphoyisa asemetro ngoba kuyihhovisi elincane.
My lord, that statement I can deny. Reason being, the CSC is so small, my lord. There is no space for us to stand inside.
Athi hayi ngikuphika lo ngoba incane kakhulu ayikho indawo ukuthi singama khona.
That means the court must reject that evidence of Colonel Khateb.
Uthe manje inkonzo lifanele ichithe ubufakazi kaKhenel Khatebe.
As a court, please, my lord, we still have to check our note, but we don't remember.
Yeah, this witness was not implicated by Khatib.
The waiting inside the client's
I'm saying, as I recall the evidence,
Yes, ma'am.
Sergeant Mohammed never pertinently said this witness was there also.
Now,
Talks-
he never said that, ma'am.
No, he talks generically of metropolis.
That's correct.
That's it.
That's
Unless you put it to him that he was also there, fine.
Yes. To rephrase that question, the metropolis officers that were present at the SC in Albertine, were you also present?
Manje asube indlela amaphoyisa metro ekhona lapha eSC eAlberton. Wena ke okhona la.
Outside of the CSC, I can say yes, my lord.
Masikhuluma ukuthi ngaphandle weSC ngingathi yebo.
All right. Were there any officers which were inside and others remained outside the CSC on that day at that time?
Manje wonke lamaphoyisa nawo emi ngaphandle ngaso sonke isikhathi lapha eSC.
From EMPD, my lord, we were only 4 officers standing outside.
Manje waphuma kweMPD sasiyamaphoyisa amane ayeme ngaphandle.
All right. But accused number 1 eventually saw your presence when he was in custody.
So lokuqala ke eboshiwe wakwazi ukunibona ukuthi nikhona.
Do you agree?
Uvumelana nami?
If he came outside, yes, my lord.
Uma ukuthi waphumela ngaphandle yebo.
Yes. He had the knowledge that there are metropolis outside before the pointing out took place.
Before
The alleged pointing out.
ungawenzi ke le khomba umsolo wazi ukuthi khona amaphoyisa aseMPD ngaphandle.
My lord, you said he has the knowledge.
That's
Okay.
what I'm saying.
EMPD is outside. I
Yeah.
can't answer for him.
And njengokuthi ke wayenalo ulwazi cha angikwazi ukumphendulela.
My instruction is that you were present with those metropolis officers.
Njengomyalelo wami uthi nani wawukhona nalamaphoyisa.
I confirm, my lord, I was outside the CSC.
Cha yebo ngiyafuna lethu isiqiniseko sokuthi ngingaphandle kweCSC.
You then traveled after photos were taken from accused number 1. You traveled in your own motor vehicle. You followed the motor vehicle of Colonel Khatib.
Njengoba uthi uthatha izithombe ke zomsola nabe seniyahamba nina ngemoto yenu nilandela imoto kaGade.
That's correct.
You must correct me if I'm wrong. As an escort, you must always be vigilant. You must always be vigilant and keeps a close proximity to safeguard the movement of Colonel Khatib with the suspect.
Manje ke ukuthi njengoba nani lapho niphelezela okufanele ukuthi niqaphele futhi nijeqeze ukwenzela ukuthi ke nihlale niyibona imoto kaHadebe futhi nibe seduze kwayo.
That's correct, my lord.
Yebo kunjalo.
Upon arrival at a particular place, you were also present when Colonel Hadebe, the suspect, the photographer, alighted from the motor vehicle.
Futhi ke emva kwesikhathi endaweni ethize la afike wehla khona emotweni uKolonel Hadebe nomsolwa nelona othwebulayo kusho ukuthi nawe awukhona.
We were in the same vicinity, yes, my lord.
Sendaweni eyodwa.
So were you in a better position to see what was carrying on?
Manje kusho ukuthi wawusethubeni elihle lokubona ukuthi kwenzekani.
We were in sight of the colonel, my lord.
You were?
We were in sight. I could see the colonel.
Ngaphakathi sasikwazi ukumbona uKolonel.
Now I'm referring to that particular place where at Phosphorus.
Ngisho kuleyo ndawo yasePhosphorus.
As you were traveling, you finally reached the destination. Then they alighted from the motor vehicle. You also alighted from your own motor vehicle.
Noma senifikile endaweni bathi mabephuma emotweni nawe wehle emotweni.
That's correct, my lord.
Athi kunjalo.
Then the question is, from where you positioned yourself. You were in a better position to see Colonel Hadebe, the suspect, and the photographer.
Bathe la owawukhona ukwazi ukubona uKolonel Hadebe nomsolwa nomthwebuki.
Yes, my lord.
Yebo kunjalo.
So in the same position that they were, I'm not sure whether they saw you, but the same proximity or vicinity where whatever that happened on the day, were they in a position to see your presence or were they in a position to see your presence?
Manje ke bona kuleyo ndawo ke othi naseduze wawukwazi ukubona babekwazi ukubona ukuthi wena ukhona.
I would say yes, my lord. And if the colonel was unable to see us, he would know that we are in the vicinity.
Yebo ngizothi yebo kodwa kumakhanela mengasiboni wayezokwazi ukuthi sikhona lapha endaweni.
All right. I'll just try to wrap up my cross-examination, but there's one thing that I just want to know from you.
Kona sengifuna ukugoqa ke imibuzo yami kodwa khona ngisafuna ukwazi kwena.
A person is kept at a... I'm just asking this question. You tell me if you can answer it. You are not an expert on that particular field.
Ngiyabuza ke nje lo mbuzo ngifuna ungiphendula kodwa ke angisho ukuthi uchwepheshe ke walokho.
Don't you find it prudent that a person who is kept in a police station under police guard from the day of arrest wants to make a confession? I'm just putting to you. I want to either common sense or he's kept there practically at Valeria. That person wants to make a confession.
Please, my lord, the witness is being asked for an opinion which is irrelevant. We submit, my lord, that the question should not be allowed as it's opinion evidence which is irrelevant.
Eliciting opinion evidence, sir?
Not on the basis
Because
of an
you are actually saying this witness is not an expert.
Yes. It's common sense sort of, not an expert per se, my lord.
So what should
Like the need for an escort if somebody is kept at a place, at a particular place, and he wants to make a confession. Is there any need to take that person and transport the person to a particular place.
No, but those are not the facts. The facts are this witness says he escorted your client for a pointing out. Please, don't conflate a pointing out with a confession.
That was just a general question. Let me withdraw it.
Yeah.
Yes. That concludes my question.
Okay, sir. Oh, Mr. Nisi.
As it is the court, my lord, with due respect, I don't have questions to the witness.
Due respect to who? Me?
I'm referring to the court, my lord.
Oh, I see. No, thank you. Mr. Nisi, no cross-examination. Mr. Ngumalo?
May it pleases the court, my lord, I have no cross-examination.
No
to this
cross-examination,
witness. Thank you.
Mrs. For accused number 5, eh? Ms. Misholo.
Thank you, my lord. Thank you, my lord. Can I start, my lord?
Hello?
Can I start, my lord?
I'm waiting for you.
Thank you. Mr. Jonathan, is Jonathan your name or surname? What's your name?
Surname, my lord. My name is Wendell Logan.
Oh, okay.
Athi Jonathan isibongo sakho cha igama lami nguWendell.
Logan second.
Igama lesibili nguLogan.
Mr. Logan, Jonathan, I'm going to start with your participation or involvement on the 19th of June when you escorted the SAPS members and took accused number 2 to Lieutenant Colonel Rapadu. You remember that involvement?
I do, my lord.
Iqala mhla 19 kuJune lapho ke waphelezela amaphoyisa SAPS lapho waphelezela khona ukuthi baye ku
Lieutenant Colonel Rapadu.
Lieutenant Colonel Rapadu.
Yes. Okay. When were you requested to give escort duties to the SAPS members?
Wacela nini ke ukuthi ube semsebenzini ophelezela amaphoyisa SSFs?
We are normally informed the day before, my lord.
Sijwayeleke ukutshelwa osukwini olwandulela lo msebenzi.
Okay, let us not generalize now. We're talking about this, the 19th of June, 2020. When were you requested?
A day before, my lord.
Wathi umhla ka-19 kuJune ngatshelwa ke ngelanda elandulela umhla ka-19.
At what time?
Ngasiphi isikhathi?
When the request was made that the Metro Police should accompany the SAPS members on the following day.
Safika nini ke isicelo safika ngasikhatsini isicelo sokuthi nihambe niyophelezela amaphoyisa ase-SAPS.
In the afternoon, my lord.
Yafika ntambama
Yes, at what time?
ngasikhatsini.
I can't recall the exact time.
Cha isikhumbula isikhathi esiqondile.
Okay, who requested you?
Ubani wanicela?
Sergeant Mukhane called, my lord.
Umsajeni Mkhane uyena owasithini.
Okay. Did he call you or did he call your supervisor or the head of the Metro Police?
Bathi wafonela wena noma fonela umkhuzi wenu noma wafonela ophethe iMetro Police.
Our immediate supervisor was informed, my lord.
So cha umkhuzi wethu okhuza thina uyena watshela.
Okay. What's the name of that immediate supervisor? who
Manje
was
lo mkhuzi
requested?
wenu kubani igama lakhe?
Say again, my lord. Your question, just say it again.
What was the name of the supervisor who was requested?
Superintendent Vishan Singh, my lord.
What?
Superintendent Vishan Singh.
Wathi ke umkhuzi wethu ke igama lakhe Superintendent Vishan Singh.
It's my immediate supervisor.
yena kumkhuzwe wami ongaphezu kwami.
He was your immediate supervisor on the 19th of June, am I correct?
Yena ke oluphethe ngomhla 19 kuJune. Akunjalo?
That's correct, my lord.
Yebo kunjalo.
Where is he right now?
Manje.
As I mentioned, my lord, we were all redeployed. He is currently at the equestrian unit.
Cha njengoba bese ngichazile ke sani kweminye imisebenzi okwamanje sengathi yena usebenza kule unit ebizwa ngokuthi equestrian unit.
Okay, but he's still under Metropolis.
Manje usengaphansi kwemetropolis.
That's correct, my lord.
Kunjalo.
Okay. What was the car registration number of the car that you used on the following day now?
Manje ke inombolo zemoto oyisebenzisa ngalamalanga engizowathula zazithini.
Maybe to rephrase, on the following day, the car registration number of the car that you used on the 19th of June when you executed the escort duties.
Manje yipi inombolo zemoto oyisebenzisa mhla 19 isikhathi ke isemsebenzini okuphelezela.
Should I mention the registration, my lord? It's BZ
Inombolo yakhona ke kwawuPZ
35
35
MCGP.
NCGP.
It's registered under Metropolis cars, vehicles.
That's correct, my
Usho
lord.
nemoto lena ingaphansi kwesiphoyisa wathi yebo.
Yes, the logbook. Can we get the logbook for that car?
Ile book yaleyo moto ungakwazi ukuyithola?
Yes, I can, my lord.
Yebo ngayithola.
Where can we get it? In which
Ungayithola?
office? If you know.
We can arrange from Superintendent Vishal Singh.
Singahlela no Superintendent uVishan Singh.
Okay. Do you have the number for Superintendent Vichan Singh?
Na inombolo ka Superintendent Vishan Singh?
Yes, I do, my lord.
Yebo nginayo.
Okay. We will also be able to locate the VL of that motor vehicle that you used on the 19th of June.
Ibill yale moto esetshenziswa mhla 19 kuJune nayo ingatholakala.
That's correct, my lord.
Yebo kunjalo.
Okay. Was there a written authority permission for you to go and provide services to the SAPS on the 19th of June?
Khona ke imvume ebhalwe phansi ukuthi ngomhla ka-19 kuJune nanifanele niyosiza ngokuphelezela.
My lord, Brigadier Ganinda would email our immediate supervisor requesting our services.
Manje uBrigadier Gininda wangathumela ke i-email kumkhozi wethu mayelana nalo msebenzi.
No, I'm not asking that. I'm asking if there was a written authority permission that you go and escort the SAPS on the 19th of June.
No, cha ekubuzayo ukuthi nani iphethe yini imvume ebhalwe phansi ukuthi ningaya niyophelezela lo msolo ngalelo.
No, my lord.
Cha.
And the reason why?
Khona isizathu
Reason being that we receive instruction from the supervisor, my lord.
but ukuthi ke nje thina sathola imiyalelo evela kumkhozi wethu.
Oh, okay. So the reason there was no written authority authorizing you to go and execute these duties, it's because you were given the authority verbal. Am I correct?
Manje okuchazayo ukuthi ke imbangela ukuthi ningabi nephela kuchazayo ukuthi niyokwenza lo msebenzi ukuthi ke nani itshelwe ngomlomo anginjalo.
Yes, my lord, I would say telephonically, as the supervisor then requested us or informed us that we will be conducting an escort the next day.
Cha ngasho ukuthi ke kwaleko kwangena ngocingo lapho ke umkhuzi wethu asitshela ukuthi fanele siyokwenza lo msebenzi ngelanga elilandelayo.
Okay. Is there any other time wherein you will be requested by SAPS to provide services other than the cases that were investigated by Brigadier Gininda?
Manje sikhona yini isikhathi la ngicela khona ukuthi niyokwenza umsebenzi ngicela abe-SAPS ngaphandle kwalesi sikhathi ngicela uGininda.
Only upon a request, my lord.
Athi ya masiceliwe.
Yeah.
If our supervisor hasn't received an email or is not informed about an escort, we would not conduct it, my lord.
Kama ukuthi umkhuzi wethu akazange athole isicelo sasingeke sikwazi ukuyenza lo msebenzi.
Now let's come to the time when the accused was handed to you. Was that your evidence? Accused number 2 was handed to you on the 19th of June in the early hours.
That's correct.
Ekseni ke umsolwa wesibili wanikezela kunina akunjalo wathi yebo.
With the permission that was granted to you to go and escort the SAPS, your main duties was to escort, am I correct?
So ke kule mvume enanikwe yona ukuthi nihambe niyophelezela umsolwa kusho ukuthi kumsebenzi wenu ngalula ngokuphelezela ngithi.
That's correct, my lord.
Kunjalo.
And the handing over of an accused person from one SAPS member to another SAPS member was not part and parcel of your duties.
Kusho kunikezela kukamsolwa esuka komunye osesiphoyiseni eya komunye osesiphoyiseni kwangewona umsebenzi wenu akunjalo.
It is part of my duties, my lord, as we are not just limited to escorting.
Ka lokho okunye komsebenzi yethu ngoba phela asivalelwe ukutheni umsebenzi siwenzayo nje ukupheleza.
Okay, what other duties were you authorized to do other than the escort? Because I missed that one in your examination in chief.
Cha ngidinga ukuthi ngifuna ukwazi ukuthi yini enye enene gunyezo ukuthi ningayenza ngaphandle ke nje ukuphelezela.
My lord, we are required to safeguard the suspect and the investigating officers.
Manje sifanele sivikele umsolwa nomphenyi.
Me handing over the suspect was merely the fact that my assistance was required from Sergeant Mokgoatlheng.
So mina ukuthi ngiyezele ngumsolwa ukuthi usizo lami ledingeka lidinga Sergeant Mokgoatlheng.
He could have asked any other police officer, my lord.
Wayengacela nanoma iliphi iphoyisa.
I put it to you that that was not part of your duties as escort services to hand over, to receive and hand over the accused to another SAPS member.
Ngifuna ukubeka wena ukuthi akungena umsebenzi wakho ukuthi uwamkele futhi ke udlulise umsolo omdlulisayo kwelinye iphoyisa.
Okay, let's continue. Let's move on. And then you said you receive accused number 2. At what time was that when you received accused?
Wena ke wamkela umsolo wesibili ngasiphi isikhathi?
The exact time, my lord, I can't recall.
Can't recall.
But the confession or statement took around about approximately 3 hours, my lord.
Cha angikwazi ukubeka isikhathi esiqondile. Ukuthi ke amkele icala kubhale isitatimende esihambelana nalokho kwathatha amahora amathathu.
Okay. And where were you when accused number 2 was handed to you?
Olaphi ke wena umsolo wesibili menikezelwa kwena?
Before handing him over, my lord, or after I received him?
Engakanikezelwa kumina noma sengimamkelile.
When you received accused number 2?
Uma wena wamkela umsolo wesibili.
I was at the vehicles outside, my lord.
Ngangisezimotweni ngaphandle.
Okay. So, is it your evidence that when you received the accused, he was not kept in any of the police cells?
Ngisho ukuthi wena umuzomkwamkela umsolo engagcinwanga kwamanye amasela.
That's correct, my lord.
Kunjani?
And you don't know at what stage they've arrived there at Moroka Police Station?
So awazi ke nokuthi bafika nini lapha eMoroka Police Station?
That's correct, my lord.
Kunjani?
And you have no record as to when did you receive accused number 2 at Moroka Police Station?
Futhi kawazi ke nokuthi ubhalwe awukho la kubhalwe khona yini ukuthi wamamkela nini umsolo eMoroka Police Station?
I have no record, my lord, but I did mention that our shift started 6 o'clock in the morning and I arrived around 6:30 at Moroka SAPS.
Njengoba sengishilo ukuthi angikho la engathi ngibhale phansi khona kodwa ke bese ngisho ukuthi thina uqala wathi kungena umsebenzi ngena ngo-6 ngafika ngo-6 emva.
And there is no occurrence book from which you signed for the suspect that you received from Sergeant Mokgoatlheng, is that correct?
So akho occurrence book la bhala kuyena ukuthi wamukela umsola umthatha kumSergeant Mokgoatlheng kunjani?
Not
Occurrence
from,
by OB, I mean occurrence book of a police station.
Uma ngithi OB ngikhuluma nge-occurrence book yase-police station la bhala khona ukuthi kwenzekani.
I'm sure there was one inside the CSC, my lord.
Ukuthi eyikhona engaphakathi e-CSC.
But you as a person who received the accused from Sergeant Mokgoatlheng, you've never signed any occurrence book.
Wena nje umuntu owamukela umuntu uSergeant Mokgoatlheng usho akukho la wabhala khona ukuthi sengiyamamukela manje.
That's correct, my lord.
Kunjani?
There's also no entry that you signed referring to the time when you took back the suspect from Lieutenant Colonel Rapadu.
So manje akukho la ubhala khona ukuthi waphi ngamukela umsola uthatha ku-Lieutenant Colonel Rapadu.
My lord, I did sign for the suspect when I received him.
Yebo ngamsayindela umsola uma ngizomamukela.
Where?
I can't recall was it in the occurrence book, but I did sign, my lord.
Angikhumbule ukuthi mhlambe wabhala ku-occurrence book kodwa ngasayina.
The reason you can't recall is because you never signed any occurrence book.
Into enza ekhona ukuthi awukhumbuli ngoba awuzange umsayindele ku-occurrence book.
I did sign, my lord.
If you had signed, the state was going to refresh your memory with that occurrence book wherein you have signed when you received the accused.
Ukuba wasayineke hayi umshushisi wayokhombisa ukuthi ayokhumbuza futhi ukuthi wasayinda lapha ekukhombisa khona kuleyo ncwadi.
As a police matter, we did indicate to the defense that we're still awaiting the occurrence books from Roka. I think it's an unfair question to the witness if we haven't received those books. We did receive something, but it's not what we wanted. So they're still trying to trace that occurrence book.
Yes.
My lord, if that is the case, then there is a problem. I find it very difficult of putting questions to this witness when the defense has not been provided with that occurrence, my lord. It was requested to the state, my lord, the occurrence book. You'll recall, my lord, on Friday I led the entries from the Pretoria North up to 4:50 when accused number 2 was booked out. And we were under the impression that we will receive the occurrence book for the next police station, which has transpired now that it was Moroka police station.
Yeah, but Mr. Baloyi says that the state has not been furnished with that occurrence book.
As the court pleases, my lord. If that is the case, my lord, I will skip those questions and I will beg leave to recall the witness as soon as we receive the occurrence book for the Moroka
Okay, fine,
police
no
station.
problem.
Okay, let's move on. You said, do you recall when did you book accused number 2 back after receiving him from Colonel Rapadu?
Wawuba ezombhalisa yini umsola umusu buyisa so-Colonel Lieutenant Colonel Rapadu?
After receiving the accused, my lord, we went to the vehicles outside.
Ngemva kokuthola-ke umsola ukwamukela umsola wesahamba sayizimotweni ngaphandle.
Yeah, after receiving accused number 2 from Colonel Rapadu, what did you do with accused number 2?
We went to the vehicles, my lord.
Manje emva kokuthi uthole umsola umthatha ku-Lieutenant Colonel Rapadu nasenenza nokuthi saye emotweni.
So he was not booked back into any police cells?
So akazange afakwe emaseleni amaphoyisa.
No, my lord.
Cha.
At the time when Colonel Rapadu was busy with accused number 2 as per exhibit HH, where were you?
Manje umsola umise busy no-Colonel Rapadu njengoba kubonakala ku-exhibition HH wawulapho wena?
I was outside, my lord.
Ngangingaphandle.
And at that time when you took accused number 2 to Colonel Rapadu, he was handcuffed, am I correct?
Ngesikhathi kuyisa umsola ku-Colonel Rapadu wayefakwe ozankosi anginjalo?
That's correct, my lord.
yebo kunjalo.
So why was it necessary for you to remain at that place where the so-called statement was taken if he was handcuffed?
Manje mawuthi wayefakoza Nkosi yini ke imbangela ukuthi wena ube khona uhlale lapha ngaphandle kwaleyo ndawo sasithathela khona?
To conduct the escort, my lord.
Ukuze sikwazi ukumpheleza.
I waited
What
for-
type of the escort? What type of the escort and safeguard that you were giving? If a person is handcuffed, his movement was limited. Am I correct?
Phela umuntu kumafakoza Nkosi akakwazi ukunyaza indlela athandayo kunjalo.
That's correct, my lord.
And it
You
was
were
at the police station.
Kwasesikhulumeni samaphoyisa kunjalo.
That's correct, my lord.
Yebo
And,
kunjalo.
and at the police station, there were other SAPS members.
Lapho ke ayakhona amanye amaphoyisa kunjalo.
That's correct, my lord.
Kunjalo.
Yes, that's why I'm asking, why was it necessary for you to remain there?
Mina ke ngibuza ukuthi yini ke isizathu sokuthi okuphoqelela ukuthi ube uhlale ukhona la.
My lord, we were instructed to conduct the escort. So the suspect went inside to Colonel Rapado to do a statement. I had to wait for him to complete the statement, my lord.
Ya thina sesifanele phela ukuthi sivikele umsolo engaphakathi ethatha statement. Sasifanele ukuthi simlinde azaqede.
You know what? I put it to you that the reason why you remained there, you were for a specific purpose to induce fear to the accused number 2, my lord, and to make sure that he complies with the instruction of the police officer that he was told to do.
Ngizokutshela ukuthi isizathu kwakuyini. Kwawukuthi wena lapho ufanele wesabise umsolo futhi ke wenze ukuthi aphoqelele ukuthi enze lento akwakuthiwa ufanele ayenze.
My lord, after handing over the suspect, Colonel Rapado requested me to leave his office.
Emva kokuthi ke nginikezele ngomsolo uKenneth Raphato wangicela ukuthi angiphume ehhovisi lakhe.
When I left his office, my lord, I went outside to the vehicles.
Mangiphuma ehhovisi lakhe ngahamba ngaye ezimotweni ngaphandle.
Okay.
I'm waiting for the instruction or completion of the statement, my lord.
Ngilindeleke lapho ukuthi ngizothola imiyalelo eqhubekayo noma ke ngilindele ukuthi baqede ukubhala ke i-confession laba beyibhala.
You said it was at what time when the statement was, who told you it was a confession? How do you know it was a confession?
Wazi kanjani ukuthi phela leyo kwakuvuma icala?
I mentioned statement or confession, my lord.
Ngithe i-statement noma i-confession.
How did you know that the purpose of accused to go to Colonel Rapado was to make a statement?
Wazi kanjani ukuthi lapho
Because you were giving a backup.
wena phela wawuphelezela nje wawukwazi kanjani ukuthi wayefanele umsolo angene lapho ayonika i-statement.
From Sergeant Mukhane, my lord.
Ngeke uzwa kuSergeant Mkhane lo.
Then you said at what stage was the statement completed?
Come again?
You said at what time was the statement completed
Manje uthwana uthatha statement kwabaqeda ngasikhatsini
at Morocco?
lapha eMorocco.
It took approximately 3 hours, my lord.
Kwathatha isikhathi esingafinyelela emahoreni amathathu.
So what time was that?
Manje kuthiwa isikhatsini ke lapho.
You can't recall.
Just before 12, my lord.
Sekude sekuthi lishaye ihora leshumi nambili.
And then from there, you testified that you then escorted the investigating team to the Phosphorus Magistrate Court. Am I correct?
That's
Yona
correct.
nasemphelekezela ithimba labaphenyi bayese Phosphorus.
On top of what we have said when we're being asked by counsel for accused number 1 and 2, did you see accused number 2 appearing in a court before the magistrate in Phosphorus Magistrate Court?
Manje ke Phosphorus Magistrate Court wambona yini umsolwa evela phambi kwemantshi lapha?
No, my lord.
Cha ngizange ngibona.
Okay. How long did it take you to travel from Morocco police station to Vosloorus court?
Kwanthatha isikhathi esingakanani-ke ukuthi nisuke eMorocco niziyofika eVosloorus?
Between an hour and 45 minutes, my lord.
Athi phakathi kwehora nemizuzu amashumi amane nanhlanu.
If that is the case, then it means you will have arrived in Vosloorus Magistrate Court at 1.
Kusho ukuthi-ke naniyofika emanshini zase-Vosloorus ngehora lika-1 emini.
That's correct, my lord.
Kunjani?
And you left at that time. How long did you stand? Did you stay? Upon arriving and handing over the accused?
We waited until 2, my lord.
Sahlala isikhathi esingakanani nathi sahlilela isikhathi salinda kwaze kwashaya ihora lesibili.
What were you waiting for?
Nanilindeni.
For our shift to end, my lord.
Sasilinde ukuthi i-shift yethu iphele.
Oh, okay. Then it ended when?
Yaphela ngasikhathini?
At 2 o'clock, my lord.
Yaphela ngo-2.
Then you left them.
We left, my lord.
Wathi hayi lapho sasiyahamba.
If you had been asked to give escort to the investigating team and the suspects, remember at Morocco police station you remained behind. Then now why did you leave the investigating team and the accused at court now?
Manje ukhumbula ukuthi eMorocco walinda. Manje-ke lana-ke yini-ke yenza ukuthi umshiye umsolwa nabaphenyi?
It was still in the time frame of my duties, my lord.
Kwakuseyisesikhathini sami sokuba semsebenzini.
Why did you leave? Why did you now not continuing providing the security?
Manje yini-ke ungaqhubeki-ke ukuletha ukukhuseleka lapho. Yini indaba wakhetha ukuhamba?
My lord, on that one, it needs to be allowed or approved by our supervisor, my lord.
Kodwa hayi lokho-ke kwakufanele kuvunywe umkhuzi wethu
Yes, for us to continue, my lord.
ukuthi-ke thina siqhubeke.
It's fine, I'll take it you don't want to answer my question. Let's move on. I'll
Bona
leave it
sengathi
for
awufuni
argument.
ukuphendula umbuzo wami-ke asiqhubeke.
Let's move on now to the 24th of June,
Asihambeke manje sekumhla ka-24 kuJune.
when you provided your services, escort services,
Lapho-ke wanikezela ngomsebenzi wakho wokuphelezela.
to Boksburg Magistrate Court.
Ubuya e-Magistrate Court yase-Boksburg.
Magistrate Miss
Pronje,
Thank you, Madam. Ms. Premier testified and made marks on Exhibit JJ
Manje-ke uMagistrate Khononye waphawula ukuphawula kwakhe kukhona lapha kule exhibit JJ.
and when he testified that she saw Sergeant Mohane accompanied by heavily armed Metro police officials.
Uthi-ke lapho wabona uSergeant Mkhane ephelezelwa yithimba lamaphoyisa,
Of which most members left when asked for their appointment.
manje kuma sebebuzwa-ke ukuthi-ke babekisile yini ukuthi kusho ukuthi singathi phecelezi appointment
Certificate.
bavele bahamba.
2 remained behind.
Ababili-ke basala.
Sorry, not behind, my lord. 2 remained outside the office door.
Amanye-ke ababili ulungisa lapho-ke basala ngaphandle kumnyango.
Do you understand that?
Yakuzwa
Understand,
lokho?
my lord?
That was said by the magistrate.
Iloko kwaphulwa ngumagistrate.
Who were heavily armed.
Ngobani-ke laba bebehlomile?
Ask, my lord.
Kwakuyithini?
Yeah, give us the names of those members who were heavily armed.
Cha, nginika amagama abo bonke laba behlome kakhulu.
We were in full uniform, my lord.
Sasigqokile i-uniform yethu yonke.
Give me the names of those who were heavily armed.
Nginika amagama
Names.
alaba ababehlome kakhulu.
1,
Constable Lissering, my lord.
Oqala Constable Lissering,
He was heavily armed.
wayehlome kakhulu.
Yes, my lord.
Okay. Second one.
Wesibili,
Constable Butalezi, my lord.
Constable Buthelezi.
Okay. 3,
Constable
Wesithathu,
Mapumulo, my lord.
wesithathu kwakunguMaphumulo.
4,
Wesine,
It was myself, my lord.
kwakuyimina.
and who else?
Omunye,
It's all I can remember, my lord.
hayi kona kodwa engikhumbulayo.
Okay, but it was more than you,
Kusho ukuthi naningaphezulu kwalowo.
members of the Metropolis who were there.
Ngisho ukuthi amalungu eMetropolis ayekhona la.
It's just that you can only recall these 4.
Okusho ukuthi okwena-ke nje okukhumbulayo wazi ukhumbula laba abane kuphela.
I can only recall the 4, my lord.
Hayi ngikhumbula laba abane kuphela.
And Mrs. Cronje further says they did not comply with the instruction of giving him the certificate, the appointment certificates. They left, only 2 remained.
Wathi ke hayi ke Mrs. Konye imantshi ke yathi yena abakwazanga ukuthi basinike izertificate zokuqashwa kwabo kwanje kwasala ababili ngaphandle.
We remained, my lord, and provided our appointment certificates.
Sahlala lapho sabanika izertificate zethu zokuqashwa.
Did you understand the statement I put to you?
Wasikube sizisisa yini statement
understand,
esakho
my
phambi
lord.
kwakho.
Yes. Can you answer it?
Ngeliphele ukuphendule sona leso statement.
The other members were outside, my lord.
Namanye amamlungu ayengaphandle.
As outside where?
Phandle kwani?
At the vehicles, my lord.
Ezimotweni.
Oh, okay. So as soon as the magistrate requested their appointment certificates, they left into their cars.
Kusho ukuthi emva kokuthi ke imantshi
That your
icele
evidence.
certificate zokuqashwa bavele basuka baye emotweni.
My lord, I won't say that they left. They were outside and they were available to provide their appointment certificates.
Cha, angeke ngisho ukuthi bahamba. Babe ngaphandle futhi belungele ukuthi bangaziletha izertificate zabo zokuqashwa.
Tell us one thing. The magistrate won't lie. The magistrate testified in this court that he requested their certificates appointment and they did not comply. Instead, they left the area where they were when she saw them. That was the magistrate.
Manje
Only 2 officers who remained.
imantshi ayikwazi ukuqamba amanga. Wathi imantshi yaletha ufakazi ukuthi yathi ngicela izertificate zokuqashwa kwabo base beyasuka bayahamba. Kwaze kusabala ababili kuphela la ngaphandle.
Ms. Msholo,
I know.
Sorry.
Sorry, madam.
What should I make of that statement? A magistrate won't lie.
Sorry, my lord. Can I withdraw that part?
Yes.
Thank you, my lord.
This is the only court that can determine whether
The
a witness
magistrate.
lies or not.
As the court business. My apologies, my lord.
No, you don't have to apologize. That's the law.
Can I proceed, my lord?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, can you answer the question?
Ungakwazi ukuqhubeka uphendule lo mbuzo?
I think I've already said.
My lord, as for the reason why my fellow colleagues did
Left.
not provide their certificates,
Yes.
I don't know, my lord.
Okay.
But when
Thank you.
Angikwazi ukuletha izathu zokuthi indaba laba engisebenza nabo bengakwazi ukuthi bakhiphe izertificate zabo zokuqashwa.
Okay. And it was only you and who gave the certificates?
it was myself and Constable Lissering, my lord.
Well, imina no Constable Lissering kuphela abakwazi ukukhipha izertificate zethu zokuqashwa.
Okay. Were you from the same office together with others who left?
Nani vele ehhovisi elilodwa nalaba abahamba?
The same office, my lord?
Yebo,
I mean, were you from the same office?
Yes, my lord. We were all from the same office.
Yebo sasiphume ehhovisi elilodwa.
Yes. Tell me the reason. Why were you so heavily armed?
Yini ke eyenza ukuthi nihlome ngale ndlela enanihlome ngayo nanihlome kakhulu?
Maybe before going to that question, was the accused handcuffed when you were standing there, when you were going to the magistrate office?
Manje uma nime lapho nisiya ehhovisi lemantshi umsolwa wayefakiwe yini ozankosi?
The accused was handcuffed in front, my lord.
Umsolwa wayefakiwe ozankosi izandla sengaphambili.
Okay. So his movement was limited, and on top of that, he was escorted by these heavily armed members. Why were you so heavily armed?
ngisho ukuthi kumsola kwayifakiwe sankosi engakwazi ukuthi mhlawumbe nganyakeza ngale ndlela ayithanda ngayo kodwa ke manje ngifuna ukwazi ukuthi yini nanihlome kangaka.
My Lord, I would not consider it as heavily armed, my Lord.
Angeke ngisho ukuthi kusho ukuthi sasihlome kakhulu.
Okay, how were you armed? Can you
Nihlome kanjani?
describe the manner in which you were armed?
Chazi ukuthi nani hlome kanjani.
My Lord, we were in full uniform,
Sasigqoke uniform yethu yonke.
bulletproof vest, my Lord.
Sasikhome naloko kuvikela ukungena kweinhlamvu zesibhamu.
On top of the bulletproof is a battle jacket, my Lord.
Emva phezulu kwaloko khona lokho abakubiza ukuthi battle jacket.
On my side, my Lord, is a 9mm pistol in its
Ngapha
holster.
ngaseceleni kwakune 9mm isibhamu
It's inside its holster, my Lord.
ehleli ngaphakathi kwesikhwama sayo.
Slinged over my chest, my Lord,
Yebo phezulu kwesifuba sami
was a rifle, my Lord.
kwakukhona ke isibhamu esikhulu.
Hanging freely, my Lord.
Hayi sasizilengela nje sikhulekile.
But you were armed.
Kodwa uhlomile.
I was armed, my Lord.
Yebo ngangihlomile.
That manner in which you were armed, on its own, induced force to the accused, I put it to you,
Manje ngifuna ukuya phambi kuwena ukuthi ngendlela ohlome ngayo yayiletha indlela yokuphoqa kumsolo.
and the reason you were so armed in the magistrate court and especially into the office of the magistrate wherein the statement was made, it's because you wanted to induce fear to the accused to make sure that he complies with the police instruction.
Cha phela indlela nani
As a quick please, my Lord, can we just establish from council what is the basis for saying so that that they were
Any basis for that assertion?
My lord, in the mind of the accused when he saw the members of the metropolis so heavily armed, my lord, my submission is that that on its own induced fear to the accused.
Okay,
Thank you.
let me clear up this. You say we were in uniform.
That's correct, my Lord.
When you do your escort duties, is that how you dress in your uniform? Or was this the first time you dressed in that manner?
We are dressed like that on a daily basis, my Lord.
Okay. Yes, you can
manje
continue.
ke ngendlela nigqoke ngayo nanigqoke ngendlela ejwayelekile yini wathi yebo sigqoke ngendlela ejwayelekile.
Okay. Did you enter inside the office of the magistrate?
Nangena ine office likamanje
No, my Lord.
cha asingenanga.
Okay. My lord, can I ask that you take a long adjournment at this stage? I'll proceed at 2, my lord.
You got what?
We'll proceed at 2, my lord.
Is that so? Okay.
Long adjournment, my lord.
3 o'clock.